to start tonight. Was there any particular reason behind that? And obviously he played pretty well.
He was sick yesterday. Had a chest cold, couldn't practice, and that's just something I do. But I kind of liked him coming off the bench. Maybe we'll keep him there. Kind of liked our start, too, with him coming off the bench. So maybe we keep him there. Have a couple practice days, and we'll see. Really doesn't matter who starts. I mean, what you want to do is get guys that are ready to begin the game. And
Cal, what if anything was different about the way he played coming off the bench?
rebounded better. He just went after balls. He went after balls with two hands above the rim. But he got winded in the first half. He took himself out. But he played good. You know, he had a lot of stuff around the goal. You know, he made a couple threes, but to be honest with you, I'm sitting on the bench saying, we're not winning with him shooting threes. Now, he may shoot one or two or three, but that's not why we win. We'll win because he'll go rebound and score around the goal. He'll score on drives. He'll score on stick backs. If he makes a couple threes, okay, but that's not, you know, if that's what he got from this, then we're in trouble. That's fool's gold. No, I'm trying to see if, you know, we're going to be able to use some of these guys in the higher level SEC games. So gave him an opportunity, and, you know, you got to perform. If you don't, tried Stacy a little bit and tried Eloy a little bit. But, you know.
On the flip side, Cal, what do you think of Duran as a starter?
He was fine. I still don't think he's playing hard enough. I don't think he runs the floor hard enough. You know. But he's a skilled guard. But he's doing what Chris Douglas did when I was at Memphis. Chris Douglas didn't have enough of a motor, and I used to be on him every day and on him in practice. You got no motor, kid. Go watch Rip Hamilton play. You'll understand what a motor is. You got to come off screens hard. You got to sprint that floor. You got to be shooting balls before you catch it. All those things. But it's typical of young kids. They don't understand. Terrence doesn't understand how hard you got to play and compete, which is why we got beat at Georgia. I mean, they wanted it worse. They got to balls. They finished the game when it was tied up. They made defensive stops, and we didn't. And they, you know, executed better than us. We broke down on offense. So, you know, that's what we have right now.
Cal, along those lines, how do you think the team responded to some of those areas you were concerned with from Saturday?
There were some things that I was angry about today again. I mean, we got to get better. I mean, the way we're playing, at spurts we're really good, and at other times we're not beating one of the better teams in our league. We won't beat the best teams in our league. We just won't. And so we've got to get better. We got to get better executing. I mean, you know how many breakouts we ran people over. We had a box-to-box that we threw away. They trapped us a little bit, and we picked up the ball. We had baskets around the goal that we just didn't get in. I mean, you against a good team, think about it. You got to make those, and we didn't. We got a ways to go. Josh reverted to a year ago. That's why you sit down. I'm playing somebody else. Didn't have a rebound in the first half. Every ball he went after with one hand. That was who he was a year ago. Well, then you don't deserve to be on the court. You know, a lot of times guys are reading stuff, what they're saying about him. And all of a sudden you change how you play, and then you go right back. And when you go down that slippery slope, it's exactly what it is, slippery. And it's hard to come back up. And that's why I'm trying to make sure, you know, we keep the pressure on this team. And that's what I'm doing. Just keep the pressure on this team to perform and get better.
Cal, what about Vargas as far as what you've been working on him in practice to get better? And
it's not working right now, but it's early. And it's the same I told John Hood and I told Stacy Poole. I've only had 4 workouts. One of them, and I won't tell you which one, after 15 minutes threw up. So that's where they are right now. They're far behind. And so I'm going to keep spending time with them. Both conditioning, both toughness, both defining the things that they should do. What's happened is the things that we talked about and we worked on, They go in the game and they're not doing those exact things because they're not habits yet. They have those other habits. But like I said, my whole mindset is Stacy and John Hood and Eloy are going to help us before this season's over. And that's it's on. That's how I'm looking at it. I'm going to just keep working and pushing, but I'm also going to be hard on them. Look, if you can't take me, how are you going to go in a high-level game that's on national television and make a tough play? You can't take me. How? I don't, and that's why the guys that can take me when I get on them and they respond to that, they're not phased in the game. The guys that are like rattled and get petrified, how are you going to play in a high-level game? And that's part of the reason I've gotten on guys. I got on Darius today, and I told him, I said some things in the huddle, and I said, you guys watch, he won't do this, this, and this when I put him back. Well, he did one of those things. If I was him, I'd have looked right at me. I'd have looked right at me, yeah? You don't think I can do that? I may not said anything, but I'd have looked right at the coach like, yeah? And I'd have loved it. Something came out. You know what I mean? Where is that lion, that tiger? Come on out. Where is it? You know, well, he's too nice a kid. Well, then your career's over. When we're done here, you're done. You either come out and fight and that toughness, and he's a great kid. And like I said, I see him as being all conference. And there are times he is, and there are other times he reverts, and we got to get him steadier.